Welcome back to Let's Make a Game, a channel about making computer role-playing games using the free program Twine and the Sugarcube format for Twine. As I announced in my previous video, I'm going to be adapting a board game to Twine. And the board game I'm going to be adapting is called Mini Rogue. And in this video, I would like to talk about artwork and about the fact that I've decided to re-theme it. As I said in the previous video, I really like the artwork that exists for Mini Rogue, but the law of copyright is fairly clear that you're not allowed to use someone else's art without permission, even if what you're doing is non-commercial or even if you give credit. So I was always going to have to, I suppose I could have sought out permission, but absent that, I would always have to get new art. And I actually found it surprisingly difficult to get artwork for this particular card, for the trap card. You'd think there'd be heaps of representations of sort of fantasy-style traps, fantasy adventurers, tripping tripwires or putting their foot on hidden levers and stuff like that. But I found it surprisingly difficult to find any artwork that I could use. So in the course of that, I decided to change the theme. I've decided to change it to a science fiction theme instead of a fantasy theme. And in this video, I'd like to just go through the artwork that I've got. Of course, that it may change. I haven't sort of extensively looked at databases of artwork, and talk about the changes I've made to what the name of the card is and what it represents. Now, all of this artwork comes from Lexica, which I'll link to in the description, and that is a database of AI-generated artwork, which I have mentioned several times before. Now, I only recently learnt that generating AI art is actually surprisingly bad for the environment. It uses up a lot of computer power. So I'm sort of not as keen on generating AI art as I was before I learnt that. But using existing AI art, once it's generated, there's nothing, using it doesn't sort of use any more power than downloading any other artwork. And of course, AI art is necessarily public domain, meaning that anyone can use it freely. So I got these pieces of artwork from Lexica. So let's go through the cards. So I'll talk briefly about the function of the cards. I'll show you the original artwork, and then I'll show you what I've got as a picture instead. So we have Monster, which is this one, and that's fairly straightforward. You fight a creature, and the creatures get sort of more dangerous, and you get more experience points as you go to further levels of the dungeon as you progress further in the game. I've decided to change those to space pirates, and I've got this picture here. It's quite difficult to find a picture of a spaceship that makes it clear what the spaceship is. Like, if that makes sense, like one spaceship looks much like another. There's not really a spaceship that looks like a pirate spaceship, and then there's a spaceship that looks like a something else. But this was the best spaceship picture that I could find, or at least the one that I thought was the best. Then we have Boss Monster, which is what you might expect from the name. As with the monsters, you fight them, they get more dangerous as you go up. They are sort of bigger, badder versions of the monsters, if that makes sense, and you get more rewards. The items will have sort of science fictional equivalents, and the gold will just be money or credits or something like that. They are going to be hostile aliens, which is just another spaceship picture. Hang on, it doesn't seem to be loading. There we go. I thought these guys somehow looked more dangerous, probably because of the red glow, maybe. Moving along, we have resting, where you get a choice to either get experience, increase your rations or your food, which I might just call the generic supplies or something like that, and then or heal up your hit points, which is probably going to be repair your spaceship. So the concept is when you're fighting in the version that I'm doing, the fighting is not going to be so much you personally fighting aliens. It's more a space battle. It's conceptualized as a battle between spaceships. So healing is not healing yourself. It's sort of repairing your spaceship. And I've called this Peaceful Planet. So the idea is that there's a sort of fairly benevolent planet that you can sort of land on and rest and recuperate and for a little bit. And then let's move on. Other way around. We have treasure, which can involve money. It can also involve spells, which will be pieces of technology, or like a one-off special missile or something like that if it's a damage spell. And I have turned that into abandoned spaceship. This is probably my least favourite picture, in the sense I quite like the colours and everything, but because the lights seem to be still on, it doesn't seem abandoned. It was actually quite difficult to find a picture of a spaceship that looked abandoned to me. But anyway, the theme idea is that you're finding an abandoned wreck, and that there's stuff in there that you can salvage, sort of thing. So that one, if one of them changes, it'll probably be that one, I would think, because it doesn't look abandoned, at least to me. Then we have merchants, where you pay money to buy different things, and that I've called Commercial Planet, and this is the picture that I've got. So it's a kind of looks like a night market of some kind. I quite like the sort of comic book looking style of that. And then we have event, where you you have to roll a dice. You may find various things which are useful to you, or you might uncover a monster. And I've decided to call that Alien Ruins. So the idea is that there's what used to be an alien, an alien city or something, and it might have useful technology or something that you can find and sell, but also you might sort of uncover, perhaps they've left some robots guarding it or something like that. And here is the picture for Alien Ruins. And then I think that might be it. Have I shown you everything? No, I haven't. Sorry, there's one more. And then we have trap, which I would have thought that a trap, if I was conceptualizing what effects a trap would have, it would be you'd lose hit points, or maybe you could get poisoned or something like that. But the effects in this are quite varied. You can lose feet, you can lose food, armor, experience points. Why does moving walls make you lose an experience points? Well, I don't know. Tripwire makes you lose a gold. Again, not sure why. Spring blades -1 hit points. Well, that makes sense. And then pit, you can fall. So there's a sort of variety of. It's kind of the opposite of the event. The event card is sort of a bunch of different things that are mostly good, and this is a bunch of different things that are all sort of all bad. So it's kind of like the opposite of that. And I've decided to call that one Quarantined Planet. So the idea is that it's a planet that's got a corrosive atmosphere, or there's some reason why you shouldn't be stopping there, but you need to, and you suffer some sort of consequences. And that is all of the cards. There are other cards, but they're just used to keep track of different stats and stuff like that. So that is a basic introduction to the retheming that I'm doing, and sort of what my version is going to look like. I hope that was useful or interesting to at least some of you, and I hope you will tune in next time.